Everybody wants success, but wanting it isn't enough. Everybody has a dream, but most people will never see theirs come to life. Not because they weren't good enough, not because they didn't have opportunities, but because they weren't willing to pay the price. The dream is free, but the journey has a cost. People love the idea of success. They love imagining the outcome, the wealth, the recognition, the freedom. But what they don't love is the grind, the sacrifice, the lonely nights when no one believes in them. They want to win, but they don't want to lose sleep for it. They want the results, but they don't want the discipline. That's why most people stay exactly where they are. Because reality hits different when you realize success isn't handed out, it's earned. So let me ask you, are you ready to pay the price? Because here's the truth, most people won't make it. Not because they don't have talent, not because they don't have potential, but because they won't push past discomfort. They'll start strong, but the moment it gets hard, they'll quit. They'll say it's too much. It's taking too long. Maybe it's just not meant for me. And just like that, they'll walk away from what could have been theirs. If dreams were enough, everybody would be successful. But they're not. Success isn't a lottery, it's a construction site. Either you build or you stay where you are. So ask yourself, do you really think everyone will win? Look around. How many people do you know who are actually living their dreams? The answer is obvious. Most people won't get there, not because they didn't have the ability, but because they stopped when it got uncomfortable. But you have a choice. You can be like them, making excuses, waiting for the right time, hoping success magically finds you. Or you can decide right now that you're different, that you won't be the one who quits, that you won't let fear, doubt, or laziness steal what's meant for you. What you do next will determine everything. Because the obstacle isn't talent. It's not intelligence. It's not opportunity. It's discipline. It's sacrifice. It's the ability to keep going when everything in you wants to stop. So I'll ask you one last time, are you willing to pay the price? Or will you settle for the dream without the journey? Comfort is the most dangerous drug in the world. It doesn't ruin your life in one dramatic moment. It doesn't send you crashing down in an instant. No, comfort is patient. It seeps in quietly, disguising itself as peace, as security, as relief. And before you even realize it, you're stuck trapped in a life that feels safe but is slowly draining you of everything you were meant to be. People don't fail because they weren't capable. They fail because comfort convinced them they didn't have to try. It whispers you've done enough. It tells you it's okay to slow down. You don't need to push yourself. And you believe it because it feels good. But let me ask you something. When was the last time it scared you scared? When was the last time you felt truly alive? Comfort is like quicksand. At first it feels like solid ground. Then little by little it pulls you under. The worst part, most people don't fight it. They sink willingly, telling themselves that at least it's easy. But here's the truth, easy is the enemy of progress. If you stay where it's easy, you'll never reach what's great. Think about the last big dream you had. Maybe it was starting a business, getting in shape, writing that book, moving to a new city, breaking free from a toxic relationship, whatever it was. Think about it. Now ask yourself, what stopped you? Was it truly impossible? Or did comfort tell you to wait? Did comfort convince you to settle? The price of comfort is your potential. It's every dream you let die because the process of achieving it was uncomfortable. And if you don't wake up now, if you don't shake yourself out of this slow, creeping death, you will wake up years from now wondering why your life never became what it could have been. So here's your challenge. Identify one area in your life where you've let comfort win. Just one. Is it your health? Your career? Your relationships, your mindset? Now ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price of staying comfortable? Or will you fight for something greater? You've heard people say it before, I'm fine. It's good enough. As it's not worse. Let me tell you something, good enough is one of the biggest lies you'll ever believe. It feels like a safe place. It feels like you're doing okay, but good enough will rob you blind. It will take every dream, every ounce of potential, every opportunity that could have changed your life, and it will make you comfortable with losing them. If your life is good enough, you'll never make it great. That's the trap. You tell yourself, at least I have a job, so you never go after the career that would fulfill you. You tell yourself, at least my relationship isn't terrible, so you never demand the love and respect you deserve. You tell yourself, at least I tried, so you stop before you ever reach success. Let me ask you something, are you really okay with just surviving? Or do you want to thrive? Because good enough is not enough, it never was. If you stay where it's comfortable, you will live and die in the same place, never knowing what you could have become if you had the courage to push past it. Greatness is not for those who settle. It is not for those who are content with just okay. It is for those who refuse to stop until they have built the life they were meant to live. So ask yourself, are you settling? And if you are, what are you willing to do about it? The hardest battle you will ever fight is the one against your own excuses. You know the ones I'm talking about. I don't have enough time, not ready. I'll start when things calm down. What if I fail? Excuses feel good in the moment. They take the pressure off. They let you justify why you haven't started, why you haven't changed, why you haven't done what you know you need to do. But excuses are bricks. And every time you make one, you either build a prison or a staircase. Which one are you building? Because here's the truth. The right time will never come. The stars will never align. You will never wake up one day and suddenly feel ready. The only difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't is this: some push through their excuses and others buy them. So which one will you be? Because whether you like it or not, your future is being built right now. Every excuse you accept is a brick that locks you in. Every action you take is a step toward freedom. So I'll leave you with this: if you don't fight your excuses now, they will become your regrets later. Choose wisely. Let's get one thing straight. There is no version of success that doesn't require pain. No shortcuts, no easy routes, no magic tricks. But here's the truth: most people don't want to face. You get to choose your pain. You either suffer the pain of discipline or you suffer the pain of regret. One is temporary. One is permanent. One makes you stronger. One eats you alive. Every dream has a toll booth. You either pay the price or turn back. You pay in sweat. You pay in effort. You pay in late nights and early mornings and pushing past fear and showing up when you don't feel like it. And when you do, you get rewarded with growth, with success, with transformation. But if you refuse to pay, if you choose comfort, procrastination, and excuses, you don't get to escape pain. You just trade it for another kind: the pain of knowing you wasted your potential. The pain of looking in the mirror and realizing you gave up on yourself. The pain of watching someone else live the life you could have had. The pain of knowing you had the chance, but you chose to stay the same. So make your choice right now. Do you suffer now and grow? Or do you avoid the pain and suffer for a lifetime? Because doing nothing is a choice too. And it will cost you. What if I told you that failure isn't real, only quitting is? Think about it. Every time you've ever failed, what actually happened? Did the world end? Did you lose everything? Or did you learn something? Did you adjust? Did you try again? Fear of failure is nothing but a trick your mind plays to keep you small. The truth. Failure is just feedback. It's a sign that you tried, that you learned, that you're in the game. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. You don't drown by falling in the water, you drown by staying there. Every time you stop yourself because of fear, you're making failure real. You're making it permanent. But if you keep going, if you get back up, if you take what you learned and use it to push forward, then failure never actually happened. It was just a stepping stone. So what are you afraid of? Embarrassment, judgment, discomfort. Would you really rather stay stuck in a life you hate just to avoid a little temporary discomfort? Because here's the reality: the people who aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. So stop waiting for the fear to go away. It won't. Do it scared. Do it messy. Do it perfectly. But do it anyway. Because failure isn't real, but regret is. Close your eyes. Picture yourself 10 years from now. What do you see? Are you proud? Did you take the risk and push through the fear? Did you build the life you always wanted? Or are you standing in the same place wondering where the time went? Because here's the truth: your future isn't a mystery, it's the result of what you do today. Every excuse you make, every opportunity you ignore, every time you say, "I'll do it later," your future self feels that. Every small sacrifice, every hard decision, every step outside your comfort zone, your future self feels it too. The question is, what kind of life are you building? Will your future self thank you? Or will they hate you for wasting time, for playing small, for never taking the shot? Because 10 years from now, you won't be able to go back and change it. The only time you can change your future is right now. So stop acting like you have forever. You don't. Your future is waiting. The only question is, what will you do to make sure you don't look back with regret? In 1519, Hernan Cortés landed in enemy territory with his soldiers. Outnumbered, outarmed, the odds were stacked against them. But instead of planning a retreat, he did something unthinkable. He burned the ships they arrived in. No way back. No escape route. They had one option: fight and win. And they did. Because when retreat is no longer an option, commitment becomes your only path forward. Most people fail because they leave themselves an out. They try instead of commit. They chase a dream but keep a backup plan. They say they want success but hold on to comfort. And that's why they stay stuck. Winners don't keep escape routes. They don't allow hesitation to creep in. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't stop to wonder if they should keep going. They decide and they go all in. The only way forward is through. So what are the shifts in your life? The safety net's keeping you from going all in. The excuse of the distractions. The plan B that keeps you from committing to plan A. Burn them. If you're serious about changing your life, you can't keep retreating every time things get hard. This is the moment you make a decision. Either you stay where you are or you go all in with no way back. No more hesitation. No more half commitments. No more retreating. Because the ones who win are the ones who have no choice but to win. What separates winners from everyone else? It's simple. Winners do the hard things first. They don't wait until they feel like it. They don't avoid the discomfort. They don't push off the difficult tasks until later. They attack the challenge head on first thing every single day. And that's exactly why they win. Most people stay stuck because they build a habit of avoiding discomfort. They procrastinate. They take the easy route. They push things off until tomorrow, next week, next year, until their life becomes a collection of what ifs and almosts. But if you want to break free, you have to train yourself to run toward the hard things. The harder the task, the faster you face it. The bigger the challenge, the quicker you attack it. Because discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Think about it. Every time you do something hard, even when you don't feel like it, you're training your brain to handle pressure, to push through resistance, to develop unshakable grit. You don't need more motivation. You need to build the muscle of doing anyway. What if you stopped avoiding discomfort and ran straight toward it? What if starting today you committed to doing the hardest task before distractions, before your mind had a chance to talk you out of it? Because the minute you stop negotiating with yourself and start training yourself, everything changes. So here's your challenge. Start today. Find the hardest thing on your list and do it first. Not later, not when you're ready. Not when you feel like it. Look around. The people closest to you, they're shaping you whether you realize it or not. You can't fly if you keep running with people who crawl. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or potential. They fail because they surround themselves with the wrong people. They stay around small thinkers, complainers, excuse makers. They hang with people who validate their mediocrity instead of challenging them to grow. And they wonder why they never level up. But successful people, they choose their environment. They surround themselves with people who are already where they want to be. They put themselves in rooms where they feel uncomfortable because they know discomfort is the price of growth. So ask yourself, are the people around you making you better or keeping you the same? Do they challenge you to level up, or do they hold you back with excuses? Are they pushing you toward your goals or pulling you into their distractions? Because if people around you aren't growing, neither are you. Your circle is your ceiling. So if you want to break free, you need to audit your circle, cut the dead weight. Find people who challenge you. Surround yourself with those who push you harder than you push yourself. Because when you level up your environment, you level up your life. Let's cut through the illusions. Most people will never break free. Not because they can't, but because they won't. They'll stay stuck in the same cycles, making the same excuses, repeating the same patterns. They'll talk about changing. They'll dream about doing something bigger. They'll make plans, read books, and even get inspired for a moment. And then, nothing. They'll wake up tomorrow and do exactly what they did yesterday. Because inaction is a choice. And the brutal truth is this: statistically, most people and most still choose comfort over greatness. Not because they don't want more, but because staying the same is easier. They'll tell themselves they'll start next week. They'll wait for the right time. They'll look at others who succeed and convince themselves those people had some advantage they didn't. It's all lies. The only difference between those who rise and those who stuck. One group moves, the other hesitates. So let me ask you, are you going to be part of the 95% who settle or the 5% who rise? Because this is your moment of decision. And if you don't choose to break free right now, you're making another choice, one that keeps you exactly where you are. You either change now or you stay stuck forever. Let me make something clear. Later is a lie. Tomorrow turns into next week turns into next year, and next year turns into never. Because the perfect time, it will never come. You think you'll start when you feel ready. You won't. You think you'll take action when life slows down. It won't. You think one day you'll just wake up and magically change. You won't. You change when you decide to. Right now you are either stepping forward or you are standing still. There is no in between. And every second you wait is another second lost. The people who win in life, they don't wait. They don't think about it. They don't overanalyze it. They move. Success belongs to those who take action, not those who hesitate. So ask yourself, how many more years are you going to waste saying one day? How much longer will you let fear, doubt, or laziness rob you of the life you were meant to live? How many times will you watch others rise while you stay in the same place because you are running out of time? And the only thing standing between you and the life you want, your decision to move right now. Let's get real, talk is cheap. You can nod your head. You can get fired up for a moment. But if you walk away from this unchanged, it meant nothing. Because your actions, not your feelings, are the only thing that counts. You say you want success, prove it. You say you're ready for change, prove it. You say you refuse to stay stuck, prove it. Because this is the moment. Your dream is on the other side of this decision. So step up or step aside.